Hey guys, Stacy here, We Grow Again. I just want to show you today on how to identify, treat, and fix black spot problems. Now my blueberry has been getting black spot like crazy. You can see this is what it looks like. Now whether it's black spot, rust, mold, downy mildew, powdery mildew, any kind of rust, mold, fungus, whatever, you have to diagnose and treat this, guys. Make sure it's a fungus and not a nutrient deficiency. If it's a fungus, you want to get these leaves off, put them in a bag, cut as much off as you can. Now, one way you can tell it's fungus, you can see the yellowing, the defined yellowing around the brown, and that is a clear sign of a fungus infection or black spot or mold or whatever you want to call it. It's a fungus disease and you have to get rid of it. So you can see what I'm talking about with that yellowing, really defined yellowing around that. That is mold, or fungus, I should say, a fungal disease. So you want to get an anti-fungicide. Now, don't throw your leaves on the ground like I am. I'm just cutting her. I'm pruning everything up because I have black spot and rust on this. I have two things on this, and then I have black spot going on my blackberry that I've been treating and taking care of, and she's doing good. She's starting to shoot out new growth. So we're looking good. She's coming back. I got all them black spot leaves out of there. You can see I left some on there so you can see what it looks like. You can see it kind of looks like nutrient burn, but it's yellowing. You can see that defined yellowing around them black spots. So you want to cut that out of here. Now you want to get scissors, don't pull it so you don't damage your branch, and you want to cut this leaf off all the way at the base, get it in a bag and discard it. Now once you prune all your yucky foliage off like this, what you're going to want to do is take some fungicide spray. You can use anything you find from the store, but this is definitely a fungus disease. It's not a nutrient deficiency. You can see the brown with that yellowing around the brown. So that is a clear sign. We got to treat that, guys. So I'm going to use two different methods here. I'm going to show you. And one method is my peroxide. Now, I usually stick with neem oil first. And I use neem oil because this is my go-to product for bugs, mold, diseases, just everything. White flies, caterpillars. You know, I use neem oil for everything. I love it. It gets rid of a lot, and it helps to control a lot of black spot, rust, downy mildew, powdery mildew, everything you can pretty much think of. Now, caterpillars, it doesn't really work on too much for infestations. You have to get the neem oil BT spray. That is specifically for destructive pickle worms and stuff like that. But we're dealing with a fungal disease today, and I want to show you. Now, 2 tablespoons per gallon of water is what I normally do. Today, I'm going to treat the soil with peroxide. Now, I've been treating with my neem oil. You want to go either neem oil or peroxide. Now, I did my neem oil the past couple of days. I gave it a couple of day break, and now I'm going to do a peroxide treatment to make sure anything that's living in there is going to be gone, and I know it's going to be gone within 24 hours. And you want to put about 6 to 8 teaspoons, and I'm just going to eyeball it because I kind of know my measurements. Just going to put like 6 to 8 squirts in there, and you want to mix it around. Now, if you've never used hydrogen peroxide in your garden, you're going to want to test it. Now, I'm only going to treat the soil for now, and I'm going to spray my foliage later because it's, you know, sunny out. You don't want your foliage to burn. You don't want to spray anything, any water, any kind of chemical in the sunlight. So I'm not going to spray the foliage. I'm only going to treat the soil. This way nothing, you know, when you're watering your plant, and this happens, this is why you get fungal diseases. When you're watering your plant, that soil is splashing up on the leaves. So you can see how I didn't get my button here and trim this foliage off. So, you know, all this foliage is getting infested. You can see how the black spot started on the bottom, and it's got this whole branch already. So I'm going to have to cut a lot of this out of here. And that's why, because all the fungal disease was in my soil, it splashed up on my leaves and just came within the plant. You know, it's starting on the bottom. You can see that. So you want to treat your soil and your foliage. So we're going to do our soil with our 6 to 8 teaspoons of peroxide today. And then tonight I'm going to hit the foliage with the same thing, the 6 to 8 teaspoons of peroxide. And then we're going to leave it for 24 hours to 48 hours. See what happens. And then by then it should be controlled. You should have all your dead leaves plucked off by now. You don't want to trim too much. Now, you know, you can kill any plant by trimming too much leaves. So if you got black spot covered every single leaf to the tip of your leaf, obviously you can't cut all them branches off because you're going to kill your plant. So in that case, it's a lost cause. If it's all over your plant to the tippy tops and it's affecting all the new growth, it's really not savable at that point, guys. You can try. I always love saving plants. You will never hear me not try to save a plant. I will always try to save a plant. But if it's being too tedious and too hard to get that black spot and mold fungus disease out of your garden, you have to get rid of it because it's going to spread. Some fungus diseases spread through the air, so that means my zucchini can get something off of my blueberry. Or if I spray water in that direction and it blows that fungus disease onto this, and I got an open wound here because my butt plucked a leaf off without cutting it the other day. Remember I told you I was going to cut that the other day? I never did. Look at that. See? And it probably got in there, and that's why I'm starting with all this stuff on here. You can see yellowing. You can see black spot, and then that yellow around it. This yellow was not here yesterday, and this is a clear sign. This is blight, fungus, whatever you got. So we need to treat with neem oil or hydrogen peroxide for a couple of days. Neem oil you want to treat for the first 3 days on 2 tablespoons per gallon of water, the foliage and the soil. Douse all your plants around it. You know, if you've never used neem oil before, test it on a small spot first. I need to get in here and do this because I don't want that stuff spreading to my green beans. Look at these. I don't even want to touch these, but look at all these green beans popping out, guys. And I don't want to ruin this. We're going to harvest all these together. And she's, you know, if this disease gets over here, well, guess what? We're not going to be able to pick our beans. All them beans. I got tons of beans on her. So I'm going to treat everything around my garden too, because this can spread to this. And then we're going to be all right. So just get some fungicide spray. I know what happens. It's so annoying, guys. And then treat for the first 3 days. And then you should be okay with any kind of fungal diseases. From that point on, you want to stay in a preventative with neem oil. Now, I only use the peroxide, like I said, if I already have an infestation that's getting bad, like my blueberry and stuff already, then I'll use this to control it really heavy and quick. This is a preventative. I love to do it. I love to keep my plants on a preventative treatment because it just does that exactly. It prevents fungus diseases from accumulating on your plants and end up creeping up on your plant. So if you keep this plant on a preventative spraying treatment every 7 to 14 days, here in Florida I have to do every 7 to 10 days because this stuff happens and it takes over like crazy. We get so many different kinds of bugs, diseases. I mean, we have it all. We have snakes, coyotes, alligators, scorpions. We just have it all here. And I don't want this stuff getting on my peppers either. You can see that they're doing really good. But look, see? See how it spreads? Do you see that? Brown with the yellow around it. So we've got something going on here. We've got a fungal disease that's spreading around my garden, and I need to catch this. You can see that yellow around that brown. Clear sign it's a fungal disease. You don't even have to go on the internet. If you got brown with yellow around that brown, you've got fungus. So I really have to treat that. Since I'm gonna treat everything anyway, I want to show you that pepper. I don't want that pepper rotting because that's gonna happen. It's gonna rot out, and I got more peppers growing and more flowers blooming, and I don't want that to get molded out on me. So this is gonna end up spreading to this, and it just causes a chain effect. So get in there, spray, make sure that stuff's not happening and turning yellow. As soon as you see that yellow in there, you need to start treating. You see brown with yellow around it. Clear telltale sign, guys. It's so important to not spread it around to your garden. These peas are doing good. They haven't gotten anything yet, which is good. I know my tomatoes got it down there, so I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to treat everything, and I really hope this helps you guys. Stay on a preventative treatment so this doesn't have an outbreak throughout your garden. I'm going to treat tonight, like I said, my foliage and my soil with my peroxide method because it's just throughout my whole garden, and I want to kill it off and get rid of it immediately. I don't want to wait for the neem oil to work. Neem oil can take a couple of treatments for it to work and actually get rid of it. This, I know in 24 hours to 48, it's going to kill it totally off. So you can go with both methods. I have both methods online. If you need any more help, let me know. I love to help you guys, and I hope that helps you to treat diseases and identify them in your garden because they can be really tough sometimes. Everything looks alike, it seems, right? Bye-bye.